and Brand Manager from LIMBA SANTHO MOHAPELOA. Guys, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you.
Ngugi, let's start with you. I mean, the Soweto Fashion Week has become a staple on the fashion calendar, but more importantly, in many ways, it's become a fashion-forward event that places Soweto in a completely different spotlight.
Yeah, that's the point. That's the point. That's always been our agenda because, Soweto, what is known for its history from political liberation and everything else. And even when it comes to entertainment, with your Brenda Fass's and the Miriam Makebas, we just thought it's the best place to try and express the culture of South Africa through fashion. And being the biggest township, we have a lot of youth out there who've got talent, but they cannot commercialize that talent, into making jobs or creating business for themselves. So we just decided, let's create something that's unique, that focuses on empowering young designers, young models who want to be on the big platform, but they cannot be because they cannot afford to be on that big platform, And also at the same time, we working with the government to also use it as a tourist event that that pulls in tourists to come to Soweto and watch fashion, And fashion is not like really a big. It's not seen as a big thing, but it's a really important aspect of our lives. It's something that we grew up, always wanted to dress
up. Whether we get it right or wrong, we're into some level of fashion. As a creative director, I mean, you've got to create a vision that takes the event past from just being a platform to expose, but to create something that resonates with even the most experienced of brands.
Yes.
Just how challenging is that? Because, I mean, it's been around 2011, so every year it's had to grow. It's got to be bigger. It's got to be better. It's got to be bolder. It's got to unearth new talents. It's got to reflect the trends of the world.
True. You know what? The key thing is always focus on our vision. What's our vision? What are we trying to achieve? So the Fashion Week, and as a creative director, as my obligation or my challenge, rather,
as your mandate
to come up with concepts every season that can help these designers be exposed in a better way. And one of the key things that we took is something that's very unique to create fashion theater because of the whole. If you see the whole Soweto town vibe, and we're just trying to mesh that with fashion and create. A unique platform. So if you come to our shows, we've got actresses showcasing, well-known celebrities. We've got musicians performing. We've got an MC. You don't normally see that kind of vibe in other platforms. So we're just trying to create fashion theater that's never been done before. And one of my challenge is trying to get 15 concepts done in 3 days.
Wow.
Because there's 15 designers and I have to uniquely set up a design for them, so that they are happy with how they showcase their clothes, So it's quite challenging, but it's interesting.
Let me bring in the brand man very quickly behind LIMBA Designers. When he says that we've got to create a platform that speaks to the designers as speaks to the brand, it means that there in many ways has to be a synergy of minds, a meeting of minds. How important is a Soweto platform for a brand like LIMBA?
It's very important for an emerging brand like ours because you do need that platform and you do need to be with people who understand that you are a growing brand, but you're not at that level where you are playing with
you're that awkward phase where you're coming out of crawling and you're learning to walk.
Definitely, and you need to be walking with someone where you know that it's a joint venture and it's going to be a learning process for both teams. And once that is understood, then we create it and we make it wonderful. And we work well. And we also give them a headache with our own concepts. So that's the best part.
Now, obviously, I'm speaking from a point of ignorance. And LIMBA's involvement in Soweto fashion, is this the first time? Have you been around a couple of times?
Definitely not the first time. We've done shows with Soweto Fashion Week in 2013, 2014, and we're coming back this year. And we want to just keep working with them and just, have that base growing. And
I want to ask this question because I also want to create this pipeline between the opportunity that you create and what the brands experience. Since your involvement with Soweto Fashion Week, have you seen the growth in your business? Have you seen that translate in direct sales? Does it challenge the designers to be better?
It does challenge designers to be better, but every designer needs to understand, just because you are walking the ramp this week doesn't mean that next week you're going to make 10,000 sales. What you then have to do is take what you have done with Soweto Fashion Week and start pitching and start making those leg runs, start talking to those retailers. Just use the platform. You don't just do the runway, you have to do the work afterwards.
It's a marathon.
I want to say that Santa sounds like he's the perfect stepchild because he understands the process.
Yes.
That's actually what your job is.
That's
it's
what
to
it is.
create, to start the basis of that vehicle.
That's
isn't it?
That's what everyone understands. You see, the good thing is that we select our designers. We look who's got the talent for us to help them.
So that in itself is an achievement.
Yes, so when they come on board, we tell them exactly what's our vision, and we understand where they're coming from, and we tell them how we're going to run this process, which is, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. You understand? We give you the platform, we get you the exposure, we get you the experience, we get you buyers, but it's up to you how you sell it. Do you understand? But we try by all means to take some of our designers for workshops so they understand the business side of fashion, because our main mandate is to commercialize local brands. And we are doing that.
Very quickly, details. Yes. Very quickly.
The show is starting on the 25th, which we're having a pre-launch party. And also we are launching our menswear collection, which is like just menswear straight up. And then it continues to the 26th to the 28th, all happening at Soweto Theatre. The tickets are available at CompuTicket, only for 80 rand.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure Lebanon will get some invites. Maybe Paul Manare as well. I'm sure.
You should.
That was Soweto Fashion Week Creative Director Ngugi Vere, and talking to us was Santho Mohapelua, who is the brand manager for LIMBA. They're part of the Soweto Fashion Week. Can you believe it? It's been around since 2011. Definitely a staple on our fashion calendar or our menu. For that matter. Google the details, find out where you can buy your tickets. It's very cheap. It's in Soweto. Go and check it out. It's a beautiful part of South Africa. We take it out, break, don't go anywhere.